Welcome back, everyone, to Season 4, Episode 3 of Pandemonium. As we've left the Gavels, they are kind of in the rebuilding period as they've claimed their newfound land, changing the former ruins of Kanda and renaming it Isuvia as they've started the first bit of effort to clear and reclaim the first casualty of the Giants' invasion of Kata that was pretty much burned and smashed to the ground. The party spent some time throughout the week, the first couple days there, going through and clearing rubble, mapping out the area, kind of starting to just get plans in mind as they start to foment their new town. Also worked with the Lord's troops to go through and help both to start building some docks, but more importantly, build a lighthouse where the party has stashed their teleportation circle to kind of make sure it's both accessible to the sea and kind of the dockside travel, but not too far from their kind of city center as well. After that, though, the party then going to spend a few weeks, which we'll go back to. We kind of skipped forward a little bit last time, but spent some time kind of continuing the rebuilding efforts. But they decided to use that rare bit of time between rebuilding to go hunt down and find Sanderson to reveal to kind of continue their vow that they made to Sanda, as well as the monks of the Lightning Fist School. With that, they climbed through a mountain and made their way to its peak and found that Sandric was not alone. That the recused, along with Will's, I guess, current wife, Les, was there, and they were speaking with Sandric and trying to convince him of something. Les and Will were reunited for a moment, got to have catch up and hear kind of what each other had been up to, with Les letting Will know that even though Mashanael may plague him, the recused, there has a way to be able to sever the ties between Will and Rashanael, while allowing him to keep her power. With that, Will initially tried to convince the party at Les's urgings to kind of just leave this one to Les and kind of go back about their business. But Callistovari kind of used some of the confusion to start making her case to Sandric, implying that she knew a way to bring his wife and child back, and then outright lying that Sanda said that if Edric, his oldest living son, was gone, the hand of Thana was gone from the picture, lightning could resurrect once again. Uh, with that, bringing the almost in hiding Sandric out of his cottage and kind of caught between the recusants and the Gavels for who to side with, where to go. And this will be an influence as the party tries to see if they can convince Sandric, uh, probably the greatest, formerly the greatest living hero, Kazia, a mortal who's overcome so much, to see if he will overcome once again and become a hero, or if the recusants can bring him onto their side. So this is going to be an influence piece for this part of the session, with you guys trying to convince Sandric to join kind of your point of view. We're going to do this a little differently than we've done some of our influence sessions in the past. Typically, those have been a little bit more broad with kind of multiple people you can speak to. This one is just going to be Sandric. And this time, you're directly competing against someone, with the recusants doing their best to try to convince Sandric that their way is the right way. So with this, the key pieces of influence will still remain the same. You can just try to discover kind of either some of the DCs and arguments that may work on them. Try to find their wants, things they hate. If there are any penalties that could kind of hurt this negotiation further, and try to convince them. Try to see if you can find this winning argument to see if you can earn influence points to bring him on to your side. With that, Calistavaria did set the party up pretty well with some arguments last time. So you guys are hitting this one on the board with 2 influence points to start with, getting you guys a little bit of a lead on that side. Breaking out, I'm just going to give you guys the tiers here that we'll go through. There's going to be 3 rounds. So you guys have 3 rounds for your best outcome to get up to 8 influence. So you guys will need to be able to kind of hopefully charm, convince, bring him up to kind of your way of thinking. With that, is that each person will get a chance to act. You can discover, you can influence, but one we're adding in this time as well. We're going to kind of modify. There's to be the aid action as well as the hinder action. The aid and hinder actions are going to have their own set DC for this. They're going to be DC 28. But with that, so aid is going to be DC 28. Hinder is going to be DC 32. But basically what aid will allow you to do is you can go through and either aid one of your teammates' discoveries or arguments on that side, giving them either a +2 to +4 bonus, depending on if you crit or not. Hinder, kind of the same thing, but the opposite. You can use it to go against one of the recusants arguments on that side, bringing their DC down and hopefully making it so they cannot take away any of your influence points. With that, I will pause and see if you all have any questions.
If Will decides to hinder us or aid the recusants, is that an option for him?
That is an option for him, yeah.
I have a question, which is that who amongst our 4 present PCs actually want to convince Sandrick the same way that Callie does? Like, is Wisteria and Crash, at least, are you mostly on board with this, or is this like surprising you? Are you leaning more towards letting him go?
It's a good question. I mean, Wisteria very much doesn't want the recusants to have him on their side because she thinks that might potentially put Notisha in danger in a way she's not comfortable with. But I think it's going to depend on how the arguments go, whether she might be in a position of, if Sandrick wants to stay out of stuff, that's his right. But I would prefer him to come with us and continue working for Sanda. But definitely not going with the recusants is where her mind is right now.
So I almost said Beshnet. Where's my brain? Crash. Crash is actually somewhat against Callie's initial idea of setting the 2 sons of Sonda against each other. And there's a particular look in his eyes at the thought of it that clearly means that there's something else in his head going on for one reason or another. And he's also vehemently against the recusants in this case. So, how he's going to be swinging? I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to be a hinder game for Crash against the recusants at the very least.
Yeah. As for Will, my question was going to be, what do I do if I don't know what I want? What do I roll if I don't? How do I roll to decide things for me? What skill is that? I'm joking.
You could always have Will on the side of the recusants and then Rishon Aiel fighting for Callie's side.
That would be interesting. I think actually Will wants Sondrick to come out of retirement, and Will, I think, would be happy with him siding with either side, honestly. Like, he just wants Sondrick out of retirement, period, and doesn't particularly care who he goes with. So he will probably be helping y'all, probably. But it's very difficult for him to do anything against less. So we shall see. I truly have not. I am not sure how this is gonna go.
Okay, so the party is lit here. Like this is like so just to go through. So Will completely unsure whether he wants to support Les, his refound wife, or to support the Gavels. Crash doesn't like the Caliph trying to pit the Sondrick, the sons of Sonda against each other. It is looking more just to get them off the recusant side, but beyond that, doesn't really have a thought for that. Wisteria wants him to be a hero again, but it's okay if he stays and kind of just thinks he has the right, I should say, to kind of stay in seclusion if he wishes it. And Callie is all for, well, in theory, making him a hero again, but also let's finding a way to let's get lightning back and Sonda's magic back, resurrecting folks.
I have perhaps a suggestion. Belric didn't say all that much after we got up here last session, and he's not gonna be here this session. What would you how would y'all feel about just saying he didn't come up the mountain with us and is still back in Isuvia handling other business?
Belric's just in the background. He's not gonna say. Belric is having a beer, thinking of the fires with his new bear for this one.
All right.
The new arrows of Nard to craft from bear's burning hide.
Yeah. So this will be interesting on this side, because initially I had the kind of the tiers for this influence. If you guys get to an influence 4, he's going to give you because just clearing out some of the remnants of his father. He's going to give you. I'm going to post it here so you guys can see it. Some blood of Sonda, which is a pretty potent consumable. You're going to get 1d4 of it. That's going to help that you could use pretty well during a fight or something that's coming through on that side. So let me make sure you can see that. I'll post it later. So blood of Sonda. With that, so that's influence 4. Influence 6. He kind of actually, and let me clarify. Influence 4. He gives you the blood of Sonda, kind of clearing out the remnants of his father. But at 4, he's still going to go with the recusants. Influence 6, he decides to stay in seclusion on that side, not going with either group, just kind of living his life up in the mountains. At 8, he decides the Gavels. He decides to explore the plot with Edric, trying to become a potential. I mean, maybe hard to balance the plot with Edric, as well as becoming a hero again. But that's the path he will take. All right. Before we kick into it, any questions from the party? We need to get to 6. All right. So I've been seeing you guys are atop of this mountain. The wind is howling around you. You see this pretty, just kind of rudimentary, like almost shack of a cabin up there. Straw roof, no frills to speak of. But outside of it, you see Sondrick, Sonda's son, looking with eagerness in his eyes. His clothes look ratty. It looks like they've not been properly washed or cleaned. He has a patchy beard. The only thing that seems to have been kept up about his appearance is his head is shaved. It seems like it's freshly shaved on that side. it seems like one of the few things that he's kept up with, but clothes ratty, beard patchy and unkempt. His eyes have this electric yet frantic look about them as they kind of frantically maneuver between the gavels and particularly Callie and the recusants. And overall, he is just kind of a hulk of a man, moving almost so quickly that it looks like teleportation, and muscles just bulging through, even with his hunched over and almost diminutive posture he's giving off. And on the other side of him, you've got the recusants. You've got Les kind of wearing a mixture of wooden fey armor and the gold cloaks that she looks like she may have pilfered off of an Imperium of Mechas soldier with this wicked-looking curved great blade on her back. And supporting Les, you see three of the recusants who are all kind of sporting kind of patchwork armor that seems like they were scavenged more than forged for them, but kind of backing her up. And well, Les has a completely relaxed position. The recusants seem nervous. None of them are reaching towards their blades. None of them are looking like they're going to attack, but they're clearly on edge with the gavel's appearance and just seem very wary at this. So with that, we're going to kick into round one. You see Sondric there. You've made some arguments initially on it. You've earned yourself 2 influence points. You see him there kind of with nerve, kind of just with this anxious energy as you guys have, what was Callie, I should say, has brought up the possibility of his wife and son being returned to him. He has this just nervous energy going through. But with that, though, so reminder with influence sessions, you can go through and try to discover, learning the skills and types of arguments that can potentially help from them, learning some of their wants, their hates, and learning anything that could cause a penalty as well. So how do you guys want to kick off?
Yeah, is anyone here, is anyone's PC in a curious mindset who wants information so you can do discovery?
I have an... Sorry.
That was there.
I have an argument that I would like to make, but I'm scared that it's something he hates. So I would like to maybe make sure first.
I got Crash with an argument he's ready to fire from the hip, regardless of any prepared research.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I suppose
start
no
off
more
with
cues.
some discoveries to try and get some information before we start
my
an argument.
problem is I don't feel. I guess maybe I don't know. I'll think of something in a minute. Go ahead.
All right, so I mean, this guy's a hero. There's been lots of books written about him and Sanda and his relationship, many of which Wisteria has read. So I guess I'm kind of thinking back from what I've read, but also trying to match the fairy tale of Sondric Sanderson with the real person in front of me now that I've gotten to speak to him and see how he acts in person. And I think kind of the main thing I'm trying to figure out is if, like, even bringing up anything positive about Sanda is would be just like a no-go for him or not. If he's basically completely cut off that relationship, or if there's still some hope there and trying to rekindle some of his path. Like those are kind of 2 different directions that an argument can go. But really anything that comes to mind regarding his past with Sanda. And I'd like to roll religion for that discovery check.
Perfect. Religion is allowed, and so religion will be a DC 32 check.
All right. I'm using her point. Well,
And with this, I'm still going to give you a little bit of, not going to give you a question you asked, we'll give you a little bit of information with that as well. You know, like you've researched, you've read about Sondric. The hard thing right now is kind of just trying to match the stories, the histories up with the man you see in front of you. His strength isn't gone, but he's not the shining hero that you've read about, both from like historical accounts, but definitely not the salacious, more entertainment accounts of him. He looks broken. But on the relationship between his father, you know that they for a long time they had a astounding relationship. Sondric was always trying to impress his father, outdo, and always trying to be perfect. That was always kind of his thing, the perfect hero. All right. Rest the gavels.
I got an argument with Crash. Like I said, he's gonna kind of fire it from the hip, and he is going to say, I know you. I know that look in your eye. I have been in your shoes. So let me tell you of a land of stone, dwarf, and machine. A land that I once called my home. A land I once had a clan. A clan I forsake. A clan I brought down. A clan where brother was killed by a brother. I thought I was justified. That in some way it would do right by some cosmic sense of justice, that it would bring back the dead, that it would make good upon all those years that I wasted on that bastard I considered a father, Silas. That it would do good by family and clan. I know that look in your eye. I had it, and I spent centuries with it, and I was wrong. And Crash's argument here is to slow down and realize that going against your kin in this case is not the way to go. And I would actually like to roll Lore Dosa for this check.
Okay. It'll be a little bit of a harder DC, but go for it.
Thank you. I will use a hero point. Curse of Eva Sarah. Oh, wait, no, that's a 4.
Laura, but yeah. Your point's not coming through today.
25. Probably caught low by Crash being like, I know who you are.
You see, like, Edric, and this is Edric, Sondric. Unfortunately, this is just literally the one. If you were a little bit higher, you could have got out of this one. But you see, he looks at you and he just growls out, "You know me? You think you know my struggle? Have you saved hundreds, thousands even? Hell, I stopped Shinzo from getting a ritual that would have drowned a continent. To do all that and not be able to save your wife, the one person who's supposed to spend the years with you, to hold your dead wife and child in your hands, and you tell me you know the same?" And you see he just grunts.
That sounds like a crypt failure.
It was.
I'm so sorry. Tell me, Crash.
I might have to ask somebody to roll for me because I cannot get back into the game, unfortunately. But I think Will might step forward in this moment. And just say, "Forgive my compatriot. He tends to speak out of turn from time to time. It's Sometimes it's a good trait of his, but sometimes it gets him into trouble. Listen, I can't even begin to understand what you're going through, to be honest with you. But I think this might be a time when we need to think a little bit bigger. I think that right now, the world is in pandemonium. And then we roll the credits.
Next time on.
The world needs heroes. Heroes big and small. Yes, just recently, we did a great thing. We saved Kata from a terrifying monster, a kaiju, they call it. You must have seen it from here, right? That massive beast. And we did that together, along with the help from countless Cottons and more folk beyond that. But what if we hadn't been here? We can't be everywhere at once. What we need are many heroes, people, if you don't mind me saying, like us, but also people like you. Now, it ain't gonna bring your wife back, but I don't think anything is. What you could do is a little bit of good in the world. I think the world needs Sondrick Sanderson again.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, did you roll? I can't see it.
So not the roll. You got one of his penalties on that one.
See, that's what I was worried about.
Implying that his wife should stay dead. Penalty. You see,
Did I do that? I just said I didn't think we could save her, but I didn't say she should stay dead.
The potato, it's that, oh yeah, she's not coming back kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's not how you meant it. That's how Sondrick took it.
You guys think, oh, you see, he grows frustrated at that, and he goes, "They just have to bring her back. If my father didn't hold her spirit captive, I could bring her back. I've learned the magic necessary to resurrect someone. I spent ages learning through it, but he just won't relinquish your soul. If any other god, if it was just in Thana's realm, I could do it myself." And you see he is agitated. With a penalty here, the DCs go up by 1 for the gavels and down by 1 for the recusants.
Yo, it ain't looking too good. Callie, can you bring it back?
Can we still see if Ryan's roll turns out okay?
Yeah, does that mean an automatic failure for me, or
Yeah.
is that a penalty for my roll? What do you mean?
I'll give you a roll, but it's going to be 1 success tier down, no matter what you roll.
All right. Well, unfortunately, like I said, I'm still gonna have to ask somebody to roll it for me because I can't access my character sheet right now. I'm gonna close it and try opening it again.
All right, what were you rolling?
I was hoping to just do straight up diplomacy,
All right.
inspiring speech and all that, but perhaps not so inspiring.
Solid roll on that side. Let me look at the diplomacy DC.
Come on, crit success to success. Come on, crit success to success.
Because diplomacy was a DC 32.
Oh, so close.
Unfortunately, so it doesn't hinder or harm you on this one. Because on a regular failure, you just don't go any further on that side. But you see he is pacing and agitated, and luckily your influence points remain the same. But Callie, what do you do?
she does have like an outrageous facial reaction as like the branches start shivering when Will mentions the fact that his wife might not be coming back in the background. But then just like she will push Will aside physically, and she will say, "No, no, no, no. Remember, you and I, we have a plan that the Gavels can help. There are bigger resources that we have." Hold on, this is not the argument I wanted to make. But anyway, that is what I'm saying, apparently. We have people, we have amongst us talented individuals and arcane specialists to help with the ritual, no matter what ritual it is. I know rituals can very rarely only be done solo. So we will be there. We have powerful magics. We have done rituals. We have done rituals, right? Yeah.
Callie has done a ritual.
Yeah, that's his Callie.
Callie's done a
Yes,
ritual
yes,
that's
yeah.
burnt down an entire forest in a lightning storm.
Jake's done a handful of rituals.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, we are experienced in that, and we can help. Whenever you do that ritual, there'll be the resources of the Gavels to get you the physical resources that you need, as well as the other rituals casters that you need to help you, no matter when you ask.
All right. What skill is Callie proposing?
I'm looking for like emotionally conniving skill, but I can't find it on my sheet here. I'll let you. Well, I think it's not deception. We are good at it, but okay, I'll leave it to Tegan.
We are good.
Deception, diplomacy, or actually like nature, which is her magic that she uses for rituals and hazards and things.
Definitely, I'll say yeah. Between deception and nature, deception have a little bit lower of a DC.
Okay, I'll go with nature. She'll like do some just druidcraft type magic just around to emphasize her point. We're it's a 5. We are gonna hero point that. No, we're not. We're not. We're saving hero points for like the meteor arguments. Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure, but we're sticking with it.
All right.
Better to use them on something you're more likely to succeed at, I guess, on the second try.
All right. So you see, he looks unmoved, but like before, like where he was passionate, he just seems like he looked to you like he looked hopeful as you started speaking, but he seems just a little bit like deflated at the lack of specificity about the ritual side on that. Luckily, no harm on this one, just a regular failure for it. You do see the recusants, like it's kind of weird how, like not weird how they're looking, especially because you guys have seen Will and Wisteria do this. Like they are like almost looking at each other and nodding, and then like looking at each other and like it looks like they're having a silent conversation as you guys kind of pit your arguments up against them. You don't see any magic flowing through, but it's a subtle spell on that side. You can guess they're conversing as they watch and go through. You see one kind of lean in towards both Sondric and gives a look over to Les. And let's see how he does. You see he looks over to Les, smile crosses his face, and then you see Les kind of look to Sondric, and in again this most soothing tone, she goes, "The Gavels are sorry. I met you. No harm. They didn't mean to imply that your wife could not be brought back. As a Will and the rest. They are heroes. They're what you once were. They haven't they haven't found the path that the recused has laid out for us. The path that knows that the gods aren't always right. They're not infallible. That your father, who's always lorded over you, that has always pushed you to be the hero with his magic and divine power, if he wished it, could change the world. No. One day we'll be able to overthrow the gods. And when we do that, with our conduit, even before that, with our conduit, we can bring them back. We can make sure you and they are in the proper place. At the height and power of humanity with no gods above us. And your wife and child in your arms. And she is going to try a religious argument, and her DC for this is somewhat high. She's got to hit a 35. Why is this not rolling?
I see the result. Oh, okay. No, wait, different result.
So you see, he looks and he kind of nods, and unfortunately, it steals one of the influence points away as he is kind of currently just leaning towards the recusants. That ends round 1. Round 2, Gavels, you are up. At this time, it looks like they are playing defense. One of them is going to try to hinder your first argument.
Y'all, I'm a little worried.
Okay, listen. These recusants, look at them. Look at us. Look at what kind of minimal resources they are running with, what they've had to steal to just get by. When, not if, when your wife and child get back here, you would want them to be well taken care of. We are now lords of a whole city, and we can build a mansion or a regular house with whatever amenities you think is going to be most appreciated by your wife. We have people like me who are conduits of nature. We will have lovely like wildscape gardens or trees, deer eating by your windowsill. Just imagine the difference between all of the hell you've lived in and going to a proper life, not just another one where you had to eke out an existence, but a real civilized life within a community.
Yeah, what are you thinking of rolling?
Diplomacy, I think.
Right, and the recusant, as you speak, they're going to try to harm. Remember, they got to get a DC 32 to potentially get a -2 or 4 on against the roll. You see the recusant soldier kind of like harumphs as he steps up, and he goes, "We put our money into the cause. We put our money into the fight. We are not lords, ladies, masquerading in the system where the gods run tyranny on us. We are the few, the proud, fighting against that tyranny. Yeah, we don't have the gold. Yeah, we have to take what we can get. But everything that we get, we put into our fight, and we'll put that fight into bringing your family home." Okay, so they're going to try to potentially get that off. So let's see how they roll there. They've got to get a 32 on this. Too many of their stat blocks up.
Okay, what's the negative?
That's just a -2. They did not crit.
Okay.
Perfect. And you
I
see
think diplomacy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you see he kind of nods and kind of saw for a moment, not clicking with, like, for a moment it was clicking with what he said, what he mentioned, having resources, not so much for the finer things in life, but just having resources and allies to contact with. But unfortunately, the recused pushed you just under the mount on that side, and no influence gained.
Yeah. Diplomacy.
You got a hero point if you want
32.
it, though.
No, not yet.
Okay.
We'll save it for the last round.
All right.
Crash is going to hinder the recusants.
All right. So let's say that you get to hear their argument and try to pick it apart and roll some dice to see if you can get a 2, or if you can crit and get a 42, -4.
Let's hear what they gotta say.
Oh, so we'll still do theirs after the rest of the gavels go.
In that case, Will, it's time. Choose to aid the gavels or to aid the recusants.
Again, Will does want him to be coming. So any argument he makes is kind of going to be helping both sides, but I think it will be mostly helping us. Because Will just wants him to come out of retirement, and he doesn't particularly care who he joins. So, but I do have an interesting idea in mind. The problem is that it's like, I don't have any skills that would really line up with it, I don't think. Now, when you think of the sort of like the history of the world, that is society, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And gathering and gathering information, like trying to learn things about him, it takes up your turn in the round.
So yeah, discovery is one of the turns.
Okay.
But it does provide you with kind of you can either go for arguments and lowest skills, or you could go with kind of figure out his wants, additional wants or hates on top of that. And you guys have already found one of the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
I can try to do a discovery, so I think it'll help you out, Will.
It might.
All right. So at first I was thinking of the lores and legends of this hero and his associations with the gods, and that didn't seem to get me too far, or get anything useful. But now I'm thinking to the people that we've interacted with, Kata, the Baron, and many others through this war we fought. They've talked about Sanda, and I'm sure that we've seen evidence of, I mean, he's from Vestia, right? So like we've seen statues in his honor, but also like things that he's done that's made a difference for the common people. Stories at taverns, things like that. So I'm wondering if I can roll society to see if anything hurts my mind from my time in the community.
Definitely.
All right. Oh, and I every morning Wisteria has a wand of pocket library, so she pulls out into her hand a arcane book that has some additional information for a +1 bonus. Hey, there's some
Nice.
good fortune for us for once.
That will give you kind of 2 answers you can get. So I'll give you some additional lore for Sandric. But what are you looking for? You've got between the influence skills, wants, hates, penalties, and arguments.
Maybe one want and one argument, if that works.
Definitely. So one of the arguments on that side, because Sandric isn't just from Fessia, he is from Kata itself. He is a native Katan. He's mostly human. He's son of Sada, so human and divine. But his mother had a little bit of elf in there too, so he's got a little bit of elvish heritage in him. So he's even though he looks to be like in his kind of late 20s, mid 30s, he's pushing 300 on this side too. So he's had a long life. For a while, he kind of like was happy on his own. Like he never liked to be tied down, always on the move. Kind of he spent most of his time in the Stormfist Monastery. He's happy kind of with a life of solitary with his heroics. But the thing that you kind of hear in the stories, especially maybe even heard from the Baron himself, was about 50 years ago, how much he changed when he met Erisa, his wife. A full-blooded elf. She was a healer who had kind of set up and often came to help those who had kind of been in the wake of something terrible. One of the times they connected, Shinzo was playing, as he would call it, one of his games with Sandric. He sent demons into the capital city of Kata and had them begin exploding with a massive shadow beast kind of plaguing, kind of stomping through the town. Sandric came in, rescued the city, defeated the shadow beast, but there was quite a bit of harm done to the city. There was buildings burned through, quite a bit of people injured and bleeding. And Sandric at this time, he was a hero. He saved people. He stopped dangers, put out fires, all of that. But he didn't really know how to help people after they've been saved. But one of the arguments you can learn on this side is the good works of his wife and kind of how she's helped him learn to heal as well. And she taught him the healer's trade to help not just those who are in mortal danger or danger from a threat or a foe, but help those who are being plagued by something that can't be hit with a fist. And then you said Waltz was your other one, right? He wants, so you've already know that he wants his child, wife and child, to be brought back. He wants Sonda and Edric to suffer. He feels they've wronged him.
Damn, Kelly had that perfect argument to bring to him then.
I think Will would like sort of look at Wisteria, see her like thinking really hard, and maybe the book that she's got floating around her head sort of like start pages flipping through it, and he would just cast messages like, "What are you thinking?" And then perhaps she might be able to share some of that information with Will.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly gonna try to roll medicine next round, but in the meantime, she'll mention a few things to. It'd be like, "Oh, remember that story about his wife I told you while we were hiking up the mountain? Don't forget, how helpful she was."
Mm-hmm. I have an idea that will allow you to still do that I'm not gonna. I'll leave the medicine one to you, and I have something else. Will is going to speak up again, and he would say, "Sandric, I understand your pain. And I can understand wanting to punish those who have wronged you. I can see that fire, that lightning even in your eyes. Think about what you can do, though. Think about the changes you can make in the world. And think about the stories people would tell if you suddenly came back. Your legacy would be even higher than before. Think of the grand returning hero and think about how great it would be for years and years and years to come. And think about how angry it would make the lightning god above you if you did it all without his help. I want you to come down off of this mountain. I want you to come back to doing what you do best. Saving people, making great stories, so that even if you were gone, the story of the hero who didn't need Sonder could live on forever.
All right. What are you making?
I'm thinking if I'm not gonna just use diplomacy again, I think perhaps society, because I'm playing on the sort of legacy kind of thing.
Perfect. Give me a society check.
Sure, go. That's bad. I have hero tokens, so I'm gonna use one. Anytime I'm less than a 10, I'm like, yeah, it's worth using. Yep. The same. Hilarious. All right. All right. Well, it's the dice have decided it's simply not meant to be, I think.
You see, like, for the first part of it, he didn't seem to be leaned in, but you do see, like, as you talked about being a hero despite his father, he kind of nodded at that. You saw a bit of recognition there. You saw a spark of recognition there, but it did not ignite to a full storm as that went through. Luckily, that is just a regular failure there, so no influence loss. Is that everybody? Oh no! So Crash is going to try to harm their argument. You see, this time Les thinks she has him on the hook. So the recusants aren't looking for additional information. She thinks she's going to make the argument that she needs, and she goes, "Before they came, we already told you about the conduit. What we can do with the conduit, what with the prophetess Sierra and her mind and the devotion and strength of our recused, we can do it. We can do it. We've studied these arcane and occult rituals. We've delved into magics that the gods didn't seem fit for mortals. I'm not going to lie and say it'll be easy. But especially it kind of like hesitates and looks over at the gavels. Another power that has come into our possession, a power that is a beacon of mortal might, the souls of ages. We have power enough to do things that are usually beyond the might of mortals. We can help you. No, we can't help you. We can help them. And she is going to try to make an occultism check.
So Crash is going to interject and go somewhat simply. They want nothing more than to use you as you have been used before. A tool, a weapon, a thing for them to point and fire. A thing to unleash as if a blade onto a battlefield. They care not for your plight. They care not for your wife, your child, your story, or you. They only seek to use you. And I would like to use perception to kind of cut through and kind of use this almost like sense motive to help him see through their argument.
Yeah, we'll go for it. Did I mean, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yippee!
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, your perception. That'd be a little higher than that. Yeah, so you make through that argument. They are going to get a -2 to their roll as you see less kind of almost glaring daggers over at you as you speak. Occultism, she needs to get a DC 36 for this. -2, unfortunately, she will still get it with a 37 for that. Fortunately, that does put the gavels negative. If we got one round, I believe in you guys to get to neutral, at least. You see Sondrick is like almost near stepped towards them, kind of nodding his head. Like you Grash, you see like he's looking down at the moment. He doesn't meet your eyes, and he goes, "If I have to be a weapon to save them, I've been fighting my whole life. What's another fight?" As he kind of takes a step towards the recusants, but the gavels, you are up. You've got 4 actions between the 4 of you. What do?
Well, Wisteria, you said you had an idea?
Yeah, just trying to think of the wording. I mean, I think like me, Wisteria is somebody who, like, has something she wants to say and will think about the right thing to say before saying it. A lot of times gets lost in the moment, but hopefully she can push through that for now. Sondrick, we just fought a war for Kata, and while we were victorious, there were so many wounded, so many who died, so many injuries that I stitched together back with my bare hands. I met so many brave healers in that, and many of them mentioned to me the teachings and example that had been passed down to them from Arisa herself. Your wife doesn't want all the gods killed like the recusants do. She wants people healed. She wants people protected from harm. And yes, what Sanda did was awful, and gods are very capable of evil, but much healing power flows from them. But even more important than that is the healing done by human hands. You can help us with that. You can learn to be a healer and not a fighter, just as your wife was. And when we get her back without giving the recusants the tools they need to kill all of the gods, you can share that trait with her. I hope I get the chance. I want to have the chance to learn from her myself one day. Yeah, rolling medicine for that.
All right, give yourself a +2 for the argument, and medicine is his lowest DC with a 30.
Oh my goodness, hell yeah!
Nice. You see, like, goes through kind of a variety of emotions. Like, before you see, he's still after he spoke to Crash, had his head down low, kind of not meeting anyone in his eyes. But as you spoke of Arisa, you see, kind of lifted his head. As you spoke about how she's helped those upon the battlefield, how she wouldn't wish the gods dead, she'd wish people helped. You do see a tear fall from his eyes, and you kind of hear him very quietly said, "That is near something she told me the first time we met, that not every problem was one that could be solved through conflict. You can't, how does she phrase it? You can't barrel in like a bolt of lightning, punch the world, and have everything be fixed." But she's not here. And that's where he'll end it. But with that, you guys got a crit bumping you up by 2 influence points, putting you back in the positives. Party.
So Crouch has an argument, but I don't know if this is gonna be good for us or shit for us. Anyone got anything they want to do first before I unveil Crash's
No.
speech? Alright, so Crash is gonna take a step forward and just say, truthfully, and you see this moment where this kind of like level-headedness finally snaps, and he just says it aloud. I think this is rather stupid. I think this is stupid. I have had those I've loved torn from me. I've had to end the lives of those I've held dear, and they have passed through Donatera. They have walked those 3 days, and they are gone. They are now parts of that endless churning machine that is life, death, and rebirth. But you have them waiting for you at the end of all of that. They're waiting for you. Whenever you finally pass, whenever you finally grow old, and I know Azamar lasts a long while, but they too go gray. They too slow down, and one day you too will end. And when that happens, you have a golden gate in front of you with them, there to embrace you. And yet you want to rip them from that, to scoff at that, and toss them back into their bodies here. With all the horrors that go on now, as if another monstrosity won't have a chance to take them from you again, when instead you could be yourself and just fight until you end, so you can have them again. And I'd like to use religion for this.
All right. Religion's at 35. With that, too, you do get the penalty a little bit because you said they should remain dead. So that'll be a 36.
Fuck! Do we have the second hero point?
You guys have the second hero point, yeah.
Alright, I gotta use it. I cannot crit fail again. No! Fucking Curse of Evil Sarah within a
Wait.
1! No!
I
It's
might
how
have
I-
something to help with this.
I'll whammy it up, yeah. Or does whammy do skill checks?
Whammy is only for enemy rolls against us. So it's like, hold on. Yeah, I can only use it when an enemy rolls a success and force them to re-roll. I can't use it on my allies. But I think I have a skill feat. Hold on.
Speaking of skill
Because
feats,
unfortunately,
I think
Callie, the DC was 35 for religion, but with the penalty, it would still be crit fail range.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming I can't use mortal intervention in a non-combat scenario because it has no like usage limit, so it would just be
Yeah, it's just not combat scenarios.
yeah. But I could have sworn I had a thing that let me sort of step in when an ally of mine fails
Yeah, don't you get pardon me or
Oh.
something like that?
Yes, I can't remember what it's called.
That sounds familiar.
Did you just change it out, maybe?
Maybe.
I am so sorry for Crash being a hindrance.
It's just the dice. It's not like you made bad choices or anything like that. It's just the dice are against us today.
I thought you had that too. You
I
must have
thought I did too,
traded.
but I must have swapped it out for something else, maybe.
Yeah,
Dang.
Cold Graces, double
you had it at one time for sure.
for sure. It's like pardon my friend. Now, no, that's what it's called in Draw Steel. Because the same thing exists in Draw Steel. But I did notice looking through my feats that I did not include my Courtly Graces +1 bonus to my roll earlier. It was a million years ago at this point, but I did forget to include
Wait,
that.
if Courtly Graces would apply, that would keep it from being a crit fail.
Is he? Is it
Oh yeah,
just
that's true. This
nobles?
only applies to like nobility and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, Azamar are more so connected with deities, not society.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mhm. All right, so I must have
I thought
swapped
you
that
had it
feat out
too.
for something else at some point because nobody else was rolling things for me to step in and try to fix it. All right, that's fine. It stays.
That'll be Crash then. Oh my goodness.
You see, he kind of like shakes his head and he goes, "They were robbed of life, and I will have them in this realm, in this life. I will not wait for us to both be spirits to rejoin. I will have them now." All right, we've got two, Callie and Will, on that side. So, what's your guys' approach? Unfortunately, with you guys at 0 currently, you'll need to get some Sanda's blood to help out, which is it's pretty good. Like it's a solid item on that side. What's your approach?
I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's something. I think I would like to try to appeal to sort of his sense of what's the word? Like his feeling of wanting a challenge, which is something that all heroes like him certainly have. Of wanting to go against greater and greater foes and all that stuff. He certainly has lost that, but he might get it back, perhaps have it back again sometime. So Will is gonna actually cast a focus spell quickly to summon his wings. Real quick. Yeah. The wings suddenly pop out, and Will just says, "Are you not tired of this? Are you not tired of sitting up here on a mountain doing nothing for who knows how long? Did you plan to stay here until you withered away like some sort of unwatered plant? I think that what you want is a challenge. What you need is something to spur your blood once again, to get you moving again. Well, look at it. This is your foe." His eyes start glowing and his sort of like golden sparkles start shooting out of him. The gods, you're perhaps just Sanda, or even just the cruel motions of fate. But I think you need to stand up and fight. And I think that's what you want, is it not? I think you need to get up and move again. Or do you intend to sit here and do nothing for another 100 years? And I have a feeling that this might be intimidation.
Perfect. The nice thing too is that is actually one of his arguments. He is missing the thrill of pushing himself, of kind of the thrill of a worthy fight. So that will get you a -2 or a +2.
It's fun. All right. Here we
Two
go.
things there. That speech was so badass, and it's also quite hilarious that we've had so many minuses that Deacon slipped up for a second there. But we got this.
Argument +2.
Well, the DC is 31.
All right. And there we go. A success for once. And hold on, it might, let me check to see if I rolled low enough to make it worth using a hero point to go for the crit.
Yeah.
Nah, I rolled a 10.
You rolled dead average, yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 10. So using a hero point is just as likely to do me harm as it is to do me good.
No, we use higher, right?
Oh,
We use the
yeah,
higher.
we'll go
of the
with
Yeah,
the higher.
you'll keep higher. Yeah.
All right, I'll use my last hero point then and go for it. That's better.
Here you go. You see kind of like Sondrick does kind of look up for a moment and he goes, I've never sat still for this long before. I've always been moving, always fighting, always trying to strive and outdo myself. It just felt hard after her passing. Everything just felt, even getting out of bed, felt a Herculean task. But you're right. I do need that again. And he looks and goes, you're right. I've beaten dragons, I've beaten demons, I've beaten devils.
Herculean tasks is all you do.
The gods could be the next task.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I kind of argued in favor of the recusants there, but hey, I just want him to move.
All right, Callie, can you bring us home on this side?
I'm gonna be honest. That is no longer Callie's goal.
Okay.
She has once again changed, and she's gonna zag. But we'll see. Maybe we can. She can sense now for sure that he's not going to join us. He's going to go with them. So, Callie's standing very still, but when she gestures, her gestures are lightning quick, and there's like lightning crackling around her. He will still come after you. He's been coming after us. And there's nothing that you or they can do to stop him from coming after you and your wife again. You think that having the power to destroy gods would turn away the god of chaos? That it won't draw his attention and create more mischief? No, the only thing he fears is order. The only thing he fears are the gavels and the arbiters. So, sure, go with them if you want to, but know that he will come after you. And if you think they actually, really, truly have the power to take down a god, challenge them to take him down first, so he can't take away again everything that you have. Intimidation, if I may.
Go for it.
Hero point.
You guys have had rough rolls today.
Much better.
You see, with that, he nods and he goes, if there is a weapon that can kill a god, Shinzo would be the first god I'd kill. You see that he looks over to the recusants, and you see that they nod and go, the prophetess has a history with Shinzo, and she likely would wish retribution as well. We would need to follow her guidance, but I can promise he'll be one of the gods upon the slaughtering block when we have our power.
I'd be happy to help you with that.
You see, Les kind of nods at that, and she goes, "We appreciate the offer, and we'll keep that in mind, but you will not be the last. The blood of the divine will flow, and I'm not sure I can trust any of you yet, bar one, to not interfere with that."
As soon as Arisa comes back, ask her what she thinks should happen to Notisha. And Wisaria's kind of like trembling as she says this. Because I'm going to do everything I can to protect Notisha. And I imagine Arisa will too.
You see Sandrick nods at that, and he goes, "I promise to ask, but she'll be back. Even if she slaps me, spurns me forever, she and my son will still walk this earth. But as I said, I promise I will ask." With that, though, you do see kind of the other recusants, and Sandrick kind of stands up and starts to walk towards them. You see, like, he goes for a moment back into his home, grabs a very small bag, kind of like this little sling of like this rough sewn bag, throws it over his shoulders, and he looks to the gavels, and like he's standing a little bit straighter. He's looking, see kind of lightning crackling in his eyes, and he looks over and goes, "I did see that fight. You fought well against the kaiju. I can't protect my home anymore. I'm no longer, as I said, Kazuya's hero, or even Kata's hero. But I'm glad that you are now. Defend my homeland. I'm off to win an unwinnable fight."
Can I cast a message to Les?
Definitely.
Like going to leave. I think he would just say, "Do you have to go?"
And you see kind of it's split right now. Like, so you see kind of Sandrick starting to, as he finishes that, he walks off. You see kind of three of the accusants kind of moving one way. But yeah, Les nods, and she does kind of turn back and start walking towards you on that side. And she kind of looks at you. Like she starts to open her mouth, and she looks at you. Then you hear kind of words in your head. Through magic or out loud?
Oh, just now that was a message that I sent to her.
Oh no, sorry. She asked through magic or out loud.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Aloud, I suppose.
She kind of smiles and goes, "Magic is good for being discreet, but it's not for conveying everything. I eventually do have to leave, but you, as you said yourself, he needs to fight against the gods. And you want a way to free yourself from the parasite that's held you captive your whole life. Why won't you come fight with us against the gods? The recused can free you with his blade. You can use Rishaniel's power, your birthright, and make it your own. We can be like the old days.
think Will has tears streaming down his face as he says, they still need me here.
You see, she kind of gives a sad smile and go, "You are never one to turn down when your friends are in need.
But I need you to come back to me, all right? I need you to stay safe, all right? I don't know where the hell you're going. I frankly, I don't even care anymore. I just need you to come back."
She kind of puts her hand on your arm and she says, "If I promise to stay safe, it'd be a hollow lie. But I have no intentions of dying. I want to live in a world where I look up in the sky and know there are only mortals abound. A world where the gods are stories written in the books. I need to live for that day. And I would like to celebrate that day with you."
All right, and that means I need to stay safe too. I'll be here. Maybe not here. But you know what? I'm actually gonna, Will is gonna take a moment. I've had 2 of these in my backpack for like years of out of game time. Will is gonna pull out a scroll of what's it called? Oh no, a scroll of guiding star, and he's gonna burn one of them right now. They're cheap. It's whatever. He says, "Wherever I go," he's gonna look at this and just like read this. The scroll, I imagine, just like burns up into dust. And the stars above shine during the day nonsensically. Indicating, and if Les looks up and she knows that that's where Will is, he says, "This is where you'll find me, wherever I am." And this part he's going to say quietly so that only she can hear it. And he says, "And I still need you to come back and save me."
You see, she looks at the stars and just this deep smile and goes, "You are always one for a big display. I will always look for the stars and see if I can find you." And you kind of see, like, for a moment, like, she hasn't started crying yet, but her eyes are watering up. You can kind of see tears starting to form. We almost see her, like, they almost shake, not shake, but kind of just hold herself a little, like, straighter. And she kind of, like, smiles and then, like, playfully punches your arm. But she goes, "And of course, I always have to find, Lord Will now. And pay my due courtesies to this new lordship, I guess."
Yes, I hereby, as noble Lord of Kata, command you to come back home safe. And wherever I am, that's home for you. At least a home.
"Well, your wish is my command." And she kind of leans in for a hug, and she says, "Time flows differently where I'm going, but I plan to bring back the recused blade as quickly as I'm able to free you and to deal with Rashaliel."
I think Will would not respond to that. You just hug her tight.
She hugs you, and then you kind of see, like, the other recused are getting a little antsy as they kind of wait at the far end of this kind of mountain plateau. But she kind of ends the hug and she says, You're worried about me, but I'm worried about you. Just play the Lord for a while. Stay safe in your lands. Don't go off and try to save the world." But
Surrounded by these idiots ain't gonna happen.
she smiles and she goes, "Well, you idiots, keep them safe. And then you see she starts to kind of walk away and head towards the other recusants. And you see like begins like gesturing quickly. You start to see sigils forming through, and you see she reaches into her pouch and she pulls out this emerald, like almost crystal that looks to be like a fusion of a crystal and an emerald, and you see within it this kind of like flowing leaf that seems to almost be encaptured inside of it. And you start to see these sigils forming between this emerald crystal hybrid and the kind of the runes her hand is making. And you start to see magic bubbling around the four of them and starting to pull through. And Les kind of gives one last word, and she goes, "We will meet again. Stay safe, Will." And as she says that, the magic kind of begins to builds to a crescendo. Will, is there anything you say before she shifts dimensions?
I think he said all he needs to say. I think at this point he would just bow. Give her an overly fancy, exaggerated, courtly bow.
You see, like, as she does that, like, she even, like, cracks, like, a big smile, and the last thing you see as this magic envelop her, this emerald just almost life blood of magic, and comes through and swallows them whole. You see her smile and just give one, like, hear the echo of her chuckle as she shifts through, and you can even smell as, like, this magic comes through. It smells like the most lush jungle you've ever come across. It smells like magic untamed. As for that brief moment, you can smell the other side of her portal, but then it shuts, and you guys are atop the mountain with just the gavels in a hut. What do you all do?
Crash is gonna put his hands on his hips, look down, and just say, I think I have opinions on resurrection now.
Well, damn. All that for nothing. I am gonna have an angel screaming at me for the next week, and for no benefit. Well, he's joking, but he... well, can we at least look in his house and see if there's anything interesting in there?
You want to loot the hero of Kasia's house?
He's not using it anymore.
Oh, no, I wasn't condemning you. He brings up the breach charges he prepared earlier. What was the actual question?
I don't know if loot is the right word, but something, I don't know. Some information, at least. An interesting story. I don't know.
Callie just looks defeated, but she's trying to console herself that if they do take down Shinzo, that'll be something. But she doubts that he will be the first one they take out, even though she challenged him to.
Wisteria will go up to Will and say, Shinzo Z did a lot of awful things to us, and I hated him for it. I still hate him. But seeing what you're going through does make me think that no longer having any love for Mockery is a bit of a blessing. Because otherwise, and certainly the Recusants are not as evil as the Chaos Knights. I understand a bit of their perspective, but it's hard to reconcile with where I am right now. But even then, I kind of see in you the, if I was still in love with Mockery, what would I be doing now? What lengths would I go through to be with him? I'm glad I don't have to deal with the answers to those questions. And I'm sorry that you do. And if there's anything I can do to help, I'm here for you.
I just need y'all to know I did try. I understand that we don't necessarily all agree, but I did try to get Sondrick on our side. He just didn't want to listen to us, I guess. He didn't have a chance.
Truthfully, as much as I have issue with some of the things you've said, I cannot blame you for it. And he goes quiet for a second, but looks back to you, Will. You have become my friend, and I am here for you. Truthfully, if you have any issue, you should probably speak to Callie about it. Points to Callie. I'm terrible at this. That said, if it makes you feel better, your wife was one of the recusants I wanted to shoot the least.
Well, you know what? I will take that as the compliment I understand it to be coming from you, Crash.
He would not.
I just hope. Will sort of like winces. I hope that y'all understand. I must remind myself that not everyone is going to have the same relationship to the divine as I have. I just hope that y'all understand the same for me.
I mean, the only reason we're in this situation is because of Sonda and Fauna. They're the ones who are manipulating Sondrick in a way that's difficult. And my problem with the recusants is that they're taking those sins and punishing all of the gods for them. And I don't think that's fair.
Truthfully, I meant what I said. I think his temper tantrum's quite inane. To think that the people I'd love to be waiting for me in the end, instead of gone into that cycle. I simply cannot get behind the idea that Sonda's done him wrong.
I can understand the need for restraint. I understand that the recusants seem extreme. I think they're extreme as well. You ever meet somebody you agreed with, but then they took it a little further than you thought?
Yes.
Syria not.
On that note, let's go see if at least maybe Sondrick has an interesting book or something. I don't know. I need to come down this mountain with something.
I'll grab the tea set.
So what question because I'm curious with Wisteria, why does she think Thana is manipulating Sondrick?
Oh, maybe I kind of misunderstood some of the connections there, but it was because Eldrick is the one actually holding the souls. Is that right? Or
Edric just serves Thana as a hand of death, and he convinced Sonda from going from a god who used to let his followers pretty much use resurrection magic like candy to no longer allowing souls to be resurrected. And then Sonda took possession of Edric's wife and child's soul. So they couldn't just be taken. He couldn't just like use some other god's resurrection magic to bring them back because it's in Sonda's realm and stuck there.
Gotcha.
Thana, outside of her creed of all mortals must die, has not been involved in this.
Gotcha. Okay. Then yeah, that makes a little more sense to me. Then one other thing I was thinking of is I know Notisha prefers mundane healing over magical healing, and there's no mundane way to bring a soul back after the time. But does she have any kind of clear opinion on resurrection magic, or would it be? Is that something Wisteria would know about? How
Yeah,
it would-
definitely. As you kind of started diving deeper with the Noticia, you would know. So while she demands all of her followers know how to heal through mundane means, she's not against divine healing. A lot of her followers do have kind of use her magic to heal through magical means as well to supplement their more mundane efforts. She's written treaties on resurrection in a number of different ways. She writes about the dangers of it. She writes about how it's been useful for adventurers that have changed the world, how it's been how it's helped kind of be the difference between dark ages and light ages through Kazuya. She kind of almost ends split. She basically, the latest treaty she's put out about that is that there are consequences both good and bad for resurrection. For those who do it, they need to be willing to bear both. But
So what she's saying is nuance is important. I know I've picked the right god for Wisteria.
Hell yeah!
That is exactly where Wisteria's opinion would fall as well. That's how you describe it.
with that, we'll give you a D20. You open the hut as you kind of look in. Fairly simple overall. You see kind of a bed, a rudimentary stove. You do see probably the only thing that really calls out too much, and like it looks like it kind of like it not smells, but it has that smell of somebody that's not properly taking care of themselves, that have been cooped up in there for far too long. So it has a little bit of smell through there. But you do see kind of a book left behind. And it looks to be more like a bit of a diary going through. And kind of perusing through it, you do just kind of see a bit more of kind of Sondric's thoughts. You see some of the clearly struggling through depression and just different pieces as he kind of goes through and charts the time, the 7 years between kind of his wife passing and kind of him up here. You do get to read some of his. Almost seems for a while he tried to look at favored memories and try to bring some solace to himself. A fight, one of the ones in the Mokeland Coliseum, an expedition fight between himself and the prefects, where he got to fight on his own against them and come out the victor against their team. And you kind of see that he spent the next day trying to train after that, trying to get back into that type of spirit. But you kind of just see him go through his own journey on that side. And it almost just gives you a sense of allowing yourself to, or never fully falling into a wallow is probably the lesson that Will probably comes away from it. It looks like Sondric allowed himself to stagnate and wallow after his loss.
He's holding the journal and he's like, should somebody have this?
I'll take
No. You know what? Fine. He hands it over.
it. Cool. We're going straight to Notice Survivors, as well as all the information about what happened here today.
Is that
Straight to
Hold
the
on, is that-
publication.
is that the loot, Tegan? The loot is advice on self-care.
Yeah. He's living in a hovel. You think he had gold?
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have found blood of Sada, but maybe like hair follicles. Say, I don't know.
Okay, I do want
What
to
about,
ask.
what about the shoes of Sanda?
Is there at least like a little like set for like cups? Or did he take this with him?
There are definitely like some rough-hewn wooden cups.
Crash has taken them. These will now be gifts to our neighbors. The Crinton, over at Crinton.
All right. Now, forgive me. I've forgotten how we're getting back down from here.
Just climb,
Same way
Climb.
we got up.
right?
All right.
Yeah. And as we climb, like there, you can see Callie's, in a bit of a sullen mood, whatever. As we are climbing, she's also a little bit muttering to herself, which you haven't seen her do before. And then at some point, like midway down a rock shelf, she just looks towards Will. And she says, "You never told me you had a wife."
Oh, did I not? Sorry, I've lost track of who knew.
Yeah, I bet. And then she'll continue going.
I mean,
Oh.
but it's in the notes.
Hold on. Will stops for a moment like, wait a minute. something in the air has changed.
I think at some point on the climb down, probably not long after that, Wisteria would ask Callie, so where do you stand now? What is your... I understand you're searching for some sort of resurrection method, and Sandrak was part of that. What exactly is your objective, and how can the Gavel help? Because if we don't talk about this, you're going to be on your own. But you remember the Gavel now, and if there's something you want, we're here to help.
Are you sure about that, Wisteria? I don't want you to make promises that might lead you down paths you don't want to go.
I mean, I'll promise I'll listen,
Maybe.
and I'll promise that I want to help you, but there's certainly things that can change that desire.
Okay, I believe that at least. Do you know about the fate of the Goran?
It's been a long time since I've read anything about their history. I know it's some sort of natural reincarnation, but I don't know a lot of the specifics.
Yeah, natural reincarnation. That's a nice sanitized way of putting it. It is. We are a finite number of people. And when I reach the end of my life, which, it won't be as long as a human life, I might add, then if I'm lucky, I get to put my life essence into a seed as I pass away, and the seed will be the next Goran. And if I'm not lucky, then there is no more seed. There's just one fewer Goran in this world. Unlike everyone else who gets to fight to live as a people or cooperate and grow, it's so ironic that we, the people made of plants, can't grow. We are doomed to only dwindle in numbers. And I thought maybe if I could resurrect my past life, that would be a way to multiply, not just diminish. But Dura is all that remains of my past self, of Verdura that I used to be. And that's not a real life. I need true resurrection magic or something else, anything else.
Are you the first to explore possibilities here, or have there been other Goran or non-Goran scientists, mages, anyone else who've tried to find another solution?
I do not know of any other, because anytime I've brought this up to my teachers, they have tried to shut this down as a topic of conversation. We are supposed to believe in Hura's will, and if Hura has willed it so, then this is how it must be.
There's
She...
no way you're the first to have a problem with this. Others have certainly tried, and if they have, their notes, what they've tried and what they've learned, is out there somewhere. I'll help you find that information.
Well, thank you, Wisteria. That actually does help. As a younger Goran, I did not have the patience to pour through lore, and I did not search out that type of information. Even now, I tend towards action, as you may have noticed. Sometimes the words that I say get me still a little bit... Whatever. I will do whatever it takes to get there, but
Even
if you can help me out...
is spending hours in a library poring over notes. And she's saying this with a big smile on her face.
Yeah, Callie's laughing as well. She's like, oh my goodness. I think that being within this enclosed space filled with carefully preserved dead trees is maybe not my ideal way of spending time, but if it helps the Goran, then yes, perhaps. Or you could do that part of the research. You seem to be great at it. And I can continue pursuing the paths that I am opening for myself. Sondric turned out to be a dead end, but Sonda himself, fingers crossed. I mean, twigs and fingers crossed.
I feel like Wisteria just got into a group project with Callie, and Callie's just like, I'm not going to do my half. I'm not going to do
I'll do the presentation.
I'm drawing the poster. I'm drawing. Actually, is there any more you guys? With that, I'm going to take our break. I'm going to do a 10-minute break. Got a little tornado warning in my area, so we may have to cut it short, but I'm going to do 10 minutes. We'll come back then. And
Oh, snap.
if I don't come back on, it's probably because we lost power. So, not anything crazy, but we may have lost power. So, 10 minutes, and I'll see you all in a bit.
Hey, still be safe, Tegan.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's like we usually not this time of year. Usually it's a little bit earlier. We get them all the time in Michigan, though. So, luckily, not hurricanes like Will has to deal with or Ryan has to deal with, or actually Chris has to deal with too. But it's usually just bad rain for a bit. So I'll be back, let's say 9:20, and see you in a minute.